Down, down, down. What's up, everybody? You are tuned into the Elks Call, your home for Edmonton Elks fan talk. My name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X. And we couldn't be more thankful to have you here with us tonight. Today we are joined by Jason Bizek of Shots from the Hip podcast. Jason, busy week for you. How are you doing, my man?
I am doing pretty good so far. I think spring is finally arriving. Not in Calgary, though. Calgary's in for a huge storm tonight, apparently.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't mean Edmonton as well. That would be a little bit disappointing. I like how we say that winter is supposed to be over and we keep saying it and we keep saying it. It doesn't ever actually end.
Welcome to Alberta.
Welcome to Alberta down there. You down there in Red Deer, our friends down in Calgary, and then, of course, us here up here in Edmonton. Yeah, man, CFL Combine. The CFL Combine, you and I, that's kind of the purpose of today's show, is you and I did get to go to the Combine. It was a hit, and that's what we will be talking about today in this special episode of the Elks Call. Now, today's episode is brought to you by Royal Retros. They are the throwback kings over at royalretros.com, and they have some of the slickest football, hockey, baseball throwback merch that you can find. Normally, we would have a 10% off code here, but Royal Retros has jumped on as a sponsor for season 4 of the Elks Call. So very, very thrilled, very excited. Royal Retros is fantastic. They've supported this show and many of our shows over at Shotgun Sports Network for quite some time. So very, very thrilled to have them on board for this season. And I'm sure we're going to be talking a lot more Royal Retros as season 4 of the Elks Call opens up. All right. For today's show, we have a very straightforward schedule. It's not exactly a stacked schedule, as we would say, but let's go through it. We are going to open up this show with a Combine recap, including players that we watched. Following that, we're going to look at the top performers of the 2026 Combine as per media and ourselves. And then we're going to hold a small fan forum. So not a massive show today, a bit of a shorter one. But regardless, Herd Chat, you know what to do. If you are watching live on Shotgun Sports Network, hit us up in the Herd Chat, blow it up to get your comments and questions onto the show. All right, first segment, Combine recap. Jason, I would like to ask, because this was your first, I guess, major media outing as a member of Shotgun Sports Network. What did you think of the Combine? What were your first impressions?
It was great. It was a great experience all around for me personally. It was just what I expected, actually. What I didn't expect was to be so starstruck when I saw guys like Pinball Clemens and Farhan Lalji and Paul LaPolice and I mean, those are big names in the CFL, and yeah, to see them, and of course, CFL Coach of the Year, Corey Mace was there, Dave Dickinson, but the highlight for me was actually watching, because we went on this Saturday, so we got to see the one-on-ones instead of all the, the bench press and the chin-ups and pull-ups and sit-up, whatever they do, because, to me, that's not game stuff. I like seeing the game stuff. I like seeing the drills, the one-on-ones. So that was really cool.
No, that's fair. And I mean, I missed that as well. I got to catch a sliver at the very end of Friday. Saturday, obviously, went down with yourself. And then Sunday, I missed out on that one as well. So it looked like quite a few people were viewing the practice sessions on Sunday. A different crowd kind of moved in. It's kind of funny. I mean, some media coverage was there. Some media outlets were there throughout all 3 days. Some people were kind of in and out, all depending on what the drills were, what the day was. So, yeah, I mean, we were kind of that group that was in and out, but it, like you said, it is kind of like a who's who of the CFL world, right? You have, yeah, I mean, Paul Lapalese is talking with Farhan Lalji, who's, they're all talking maybe with Mike O'Shea there. I know that Mick Aussie ended up making it down on Sunday, and he got a bunch of footage, and your eyes are kind of darting everywhere, and you kind of don't start, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was, and yeah, I had a lot of great conversations with Edmonton Elks players, staff. Yeah, it was a fantastic experience. Myself, I'm injured right now, so a little bit disappointing that I couldn't quite be there for all 3 days and be there in a great capacity, so to speak. But the CFL was also very, very accommodating with getting us in there, getting us all situated, checking on us and whatnot. That was kind of unexpected, I would say. So yeah, it was a great experience overall. Wish we could have played the audio clip today from our interviews at the CFL Combine, but we did get to speak to Franklin Ibello, who's an offensive lineman, well, for the Combine, defensive lineman from University of Calgary. Also talked to Carter Kettle, wide receiver from the U of A Golden Bears, and we got to speak to Charles Asselin of the Ottawa GG, so running back for the GG. So if anybody is looking for that media, that is over at shotgunsportsnetwork.ca. You already know that's where you get all the good stuff. So go check us out. Go check out those interviews if you would like to know more. Now, before we get into in the fan forum, we do have questions surrounding streaming and whatnot, so we won't quite get into that. How about we get into top performers and performances that we noticed, or any major plays that we noticed from the CFL Combine?
Yeah, like Franklin Iabello, like I noticed him right away. Number one, because he's 6'7", and I can't remember how much he weighs, but he's a big dude, and he was pushing guys around. Plus, he had bright red shoes, so he wasn't hard to miss.
It made him a little bit easier to find. Yeah, Franklin Ibello. Yeah, let's talk about our three guys, because I mean we did kind of pick those guys for a reason. We did notice that their play was rather well, right? And Franklin Ibello, he didn't necessarily chart anywhere, I don't think, like any higher or any lower.
No.
After this combine, I think a lot of people knew what they were getting, or a lot of the scouts knew that what they were getting with him. He just kind of reassured that he didn't really fall in the draft stock, which is good. But Carter Kettle, wide receiver, there's a lot of footage all over him. He was definitely somebody to watch. Looked like his draft stock once again, though, didn't really go up, didn't really go down. He is kind of projected to go in those first two rounds of the 2026 CFL draft. So, yeah, and then Charles Asselin. What's interesting about him is, in speaking with him, because we did notice him and number 15 were splitting shifts, right?
Yeah.
So we noticed that they were kind of going back and forth on that duty. We noticed that Charles Asselin was making it in a little bit more frequently, we'll say. And from what I saw from the media that came out from day 3, Charles Asselin actually ended up becoming an honorable mention for his performances in day 3. So that was pretty exciting. I mean, we want to see those guys step up their performances, step up their compete level, especially when, this is one of their biggest stages that they can be on as far as a CFL prospect. So, yeah, and I mean, it's interesting with the combine as well, because your eyes could go anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were watching one section, but if you look over to the right, maybe you'll find the quarterbacks, which I think we're going to be talking about the quarterbacks here in a moment. But, Ed, let's talk about the quarterbacks now. Did you see any quarterback performances that really stood out to you?
Oddly enough, no, because I'm usually a quarterback guy, and they're usually the position that I focus on. I think there were only 3 of them that we saw when we were there, and I mean, yeah, they were. I don't remember which one it was, but when we were watching the drills where they do the kind of scrimmages from 5 yards out or whatever, I did notice that the one that we were watching, he was throwing nice darts into the corner of the end zone but I remember saying to you, these guys are throwing to an open receiver, no pressure
No
at all.
pressure. Yeah.
you know, if you don't make that throw, then you shouldn't be there. So, it didn't really surprise me that they were doing that. But yeah, no, like I said, the one of the drills that I really loved was also the drill where the guy is running through. They got players set up on each side throwing balls, and the guy is catching one, catching one, catching one. He's good. That's just insane. So yeah, the quarterbacks did kind of their thing, but not really outstanding to me. I like I said, I noticed Franklin Ibella right away because he's a big dude and was throwing guys around. So, and then Carter Kettle, which you got me on to. So, of course, we were watching him as well. So,
Hey, U of A Golden Bear, go Bears. Carter Kettle, he seemed to have himself a good combine, which is good, but it was also a little bit expected as well that he would put up a good performance at home, right? It'd be more shocking if he didn't. What's up, John? Here in the herd chat, we do see your question. We were
John.
gonna bring that up in the fan forum. It's a short show today, so the fan forum probably right around the corner. Won't have to wait too long, but I would love to get your question onto the show here, John, because it is pertinent to the double E. This is the Elks Call, after all. Yeah, and as far as the quarterbacks, kind of getting back to that, CFL media did also note that the quarterbacks didn't have a stellar performance at the CFL Combine. There wasn't anybody there that really it wasn't a deep class for quarterbacks. There's no quarterbacks that you really saw that your team must have, or this is a must grab guy. It's not a Taylor Elgersma type of scenario, right?
Who?
Don't even shout out 3 Down Nation. I'll give them the shout out on the show today because they're always good stuff. Had a good chat with JC Abbott at the Combine, and we put the Taylor Elgersma story to bed. But yeah, I mean, there is one quarterback. I'm just trying to find his name now, but they did have a multifaceted quarterback in the CFL Combine this year. So I think I'm going to pull it up right away. Let's see if I can.
I know you're talking about, but I can't remember his name. And of course, I don't have my papers here.
Go figure. There we go. I believe it is Eloa Latondres Regimbald. Yeah. So he was throwing and catching, I believe. He's multifaceted. So I mean, I want to say that if anything, he might have improved his draft stock. No, never mind. Wait a moment. Yeah, I think that's our guy. Yeah, no, he ended up having a decent performance. Yeah, number 21 at the Combine. Yeah, number 21 at the Combine. So out of any quarterback, he was the only one that actually did anything with his Combine, I want to say. Not to be crass or rude about it, but at the Combine, you kind of need to splash. You need to make a big splash in order to get some notice and get some attention, right? You have to make those big plays. You have to make those perfect throws. And especially when you don't have pressure on you, like you said earlier, you have to make those plays. So I want to say out of any of the quarterbacks, he was the only one that really, really shone, really shined bright. Some other storylines here from the CFL.ca website. They do have quite a few stories. Marshall Ferguson was actually really good with his daily rundowns. But they do also have an article here that says 7 players that did shine brighter who stood out at the CFL Combine. Defensive back from Montreal, Carabin, Luis Philippe Gauthier. He did win the 40-yard dash with a 4.5 this year, so he's fast, he's athletic, and he could be a D-back that may make an instant impact. Offensive lineman from Calgary, Braden Sayman as well. Malik Mega, receiver from Coastal Carolina. Tristan Mara, defensive lineman from Colorado. Nicholas Henning, offensive lineman from Queens. Eric Rasco, linebacker from Angelo State. And Liam Talbot, running back from Windsor. That's who I believe Marshall Ferguson and CFL.ca has as, yes, this is a Marshall Ferguson article. So, personally, did not really see anything out of these guys too much when we were watching. There weren't really names that popped up on our board, but this is once again after a full 3 days. This is what CFL.ca has. So, yeah, I mean, really great coverage. I do think that there was some pretty good coverage. What do you think? Like, do you have any surprises as far as maybe the media attention for this event?
No, not really. I was quite surprised. I guess I shouldn't have been quite surprised, but I was surprised to see so many podcasters there. It's nice to see that podcasters are getting into the media mix a lot more than the mainstream media is. Because I mean, besides Farhan Lalji, I didn't see any mainstream media there. It was mostly the podcasters, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, we did see a couple of TSN employees, right? Like we said, Marshall Ferguson, TSN.ca, Farhan Lalji with TSN, Paul Lapalisse on and off again with TSN.
I guess.
Yeah, never know which side of the fence he's working on week by week, but yeah, no, it was really good to see that. A lot of podcasters. We saw Cliffy Pine from the Montreal Alouettes flight deck. So it was great to see him. A couple other podcasters saw the Turf District there. They're always good stuff. So yeah, I mean, for that, I mean, like I said, we do have a question in our little fan forum here.
And fans. And it's good to see all the fans there too.
Well, then how about we just talk about it right now and open up this fan forum really early because there are some other things we'd like to talk about. But this fan forum is brought to you by Shots from the Hip podcast. Jason Bizek is the host of Shots from the Hip. Go check him out. Talking all sports on Shotgun Sports Network. Once again, that's Shots from the Hip. All right, this is the final segment of the show. We are just going to dig right into this fan forum because we want to talk about the fun stuff. Make sure you throw your comments and questions into the herd chat like we already see here from our good friend John. Question number 1, the Edmonton Elks were allowing fans into the Combine this past weekend. Capacity was for 80 to 100 at Foot Field, but there could have been more. And over at Commonwealth Stadium, it was all behind glass walls. So should this be marketed as a bigger fan-attended event, or should this be more of a fan-attended event?
I say yes. I think definitely it should be. Like they could have had, food trucks there. They could have had some interactive games for kids and families and stuff. They could definitely make this into an event because we did see children there. I mean, there was people of all ages there, really. There was probably easy 80 or 90 fans there, I would say.
Yeah, that Saturday was certainly busy. You did see how many fans were in there, right? I think that was really cool. The fact that they had bleachers set up. I think that they could have supported more.
Oh, yeah.
And
they definitely could have fit more.
But what if you get food trucks? What if you get, what if you build this even bigger? Because, of course, this is the Dome at Saville Center, Foot Field, U of A Golden Bears, home of the. So you have opportunity there. They do have concessions, but the concessions are up above, away from, where we're doing this. But what if you get some food trucks in there? Or what if you open up the concessions or figure out a way to serve down below, right? Kind of mobilize that concession. Because I think that's the other thing, too, is that after a while, especially we ran into that issue. We were there for, 4 hours straight. There wasn't much of a break, and there's no water, no food, right? If you're going to make it more of a fan-attended event, then it would be good to have some options for people other than the coaches and the athletes on the field, which, Of course, right? That's the priority. Totally understand why these guys would get food. Not saying it's a, well, how come they get some and not us sort of scenario. But if you're media or if you're fans that are attending this event, it would be nice to have some options there.
Well, yeah, and I'm not even saying, give it to us for free. I'm saying at least have it there. I would have paid $5 for a burger and a pop or whatever, or what.
Easily.
Yeah, but I mean, there was nothing for us.
Yeah, or a hot chocolate or whatever, right? And I
Yeah.
think that when you look back at how the combine has evolved, because I kind of mentioned this to you when we were there, we were talking about it, and I was giving you the comparisons to what it was like, in 2023 when the combine rolled through. And to see how much bigger it somehow has gotten, which is great. We want this event to get bigger, but at the same time, it also needs to grow that direction as well. So if we're bringing in fans, hey, be cool to have some options, or hey, even a water stand or something like, get some water coolers for people. Of course, people are going to go hard on that stuff, but hey, maybe you work a sponsorship or something. I don't know. I don't deal with the logistics and the business side of things when it comes to the CFL. That's for darn sure. I just report as media every once in a while, but or we do. But yeah, no, I do think that this should be something that's marketed on a bigger scale and for the fans. Now, kind of getting into the fan piece a little bit more. Question number 2: fans were missing the combine because TSN and CFL couldn't come up with an agreement to cover the combine live via stream or broadcast. So should this event be streamed on an annual basis? What do you think, Jason?
I think definitely it should be. Like, I think the CFL needs any coverage it can get to grow the game and to get more fans. This is a huge opportunity the CFL is missing, and not being able to grow because of it. I mean, I mentioned to you while we were there, and I'm not, I don't know logistics and how it would work, but I said, the best thing the CFL could do is let fans take photos and post them online. Let fans take videos and post them online. Now, I guess there's, some privacy and some issues with that. With the draft coming up, you don't want any secrets getting out or any of that kind of stuff. But I mean, the best thing the CFL could do is put the marketing in the best people that market today, fans, like influencers.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's also why the CFL is allowing podcasters to be a part of the media landscape nowadays, right? That's why we're seeing more podcasts in the fold, because really, outside of TSN and outside of, commercials on Bell networks and stuff like that, you don't really get that hard advertising or that natural type of media that, say, the NFL gets. The NFL has fans making memes. The NFL has, all these little podcasts and all these fan groups. Like, there's a Packers fan club in like every country or something, right? The NFL markets those kind of things a lot better. Those kind of fan initiatives. They have the Fan of the Year contest. CFL also has a Fan of the Year contest, but you probably haven't heard of it.
No, I haven't actually.
There you go, right? Like that's what I'm saying. And you are right, Jason. I think it's on the money, right? Have more of these fans filming this. Have them posted to the Instagrams, posted to the X's and the YouTubes and everywhere else. And really, that's gonna fill the gaps. That being said, are you gonna get the same quality of content as, say, a TSN broadcast stream? Probably not. I think what's frustrating about TSN is that they are the number one media coverage. They are the primary media rights holder for the CFL. And it feels like pulling teeth to get certain things, right? It's like, John does say here in the herd chat, NFL Combine is shown on TSN, but they can't bother to show the CFL Combine. And we've talked about that. And we've talked about it, and we've talked about it. And I think we've even talked about it on this show before as far as the streaming. It would be nice to see a stream. It also does keep everybody's mind on CFL. In a world of political strife and all of these other things, and people are kind of looking for an alternative to the NFL right now. Get more people in the door by airing more CFL Canadian product.
Yeah, after Super Bowl in February, there's really no football at all to talk about until NFL draft, right?
Or the UFL. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with the UFL. I like the UFL. I think that it's a great league. Shout out Ryan Messer of Shotgun Sports Network, Alabama.
Go Stallions.
Go Stallions. But it's still not the same, right? A UFL, watching a UFL game, I have zero emotional attachment, except for maybe the Birmingham Stallions, just because a department of Shotgun Sports Network covers them directly. We're fans up here in Canada. But as far as our CFL teams, that's where our bread and butter is at. That's what we really, really care about. This is what we do fan-sided media on. So it's I think that any way that you can market the CFL more, it's always going to be a positive for the CFL. TSN, you have 5 channels. I think we can make something work, or maybe make a 6 so that you can have nothing but CFL 24/7. Hey, I wish the CFL would pay TSN for that. All TSN CFL channel all the time.
Yeah.
I'd love that. All right. Like we said, this is a shorter episode today. We wanted to talk about our experience at the CFL Combine and about the players that we covered. Let's go through the herd chat here and talk about some other fun stuff.
Yeah.
John Kirby at the beginning of the episode did ask, 58 days till the preseason game at Clark Park. What do you think we can expect at the game or the announcement of tickets on sale? It's a good question, John. Very good question. I do think that we'll be hearing something very, very soon in regards to tickets and tailgate passes. From what I understand, everybody will be vetted to their tailgate spots, which is good. You will have priority on purchasing your tailgate stall for that game. Believe because it's a separate venue, the ticket sales and the tailgate sales are all completely separate from the regular your regular season ticket holder package. So I think we should hear something this week. If not by the end of this week, by the end of next week, I would probably place a bet on by the end of next week for sure. Just don't quote me on it because I do not technically have the inside info on that. But I've heard some rumblings.
Now, you know what would be really cool? I noticed when we were at the Combine, the Elks had a booth set up with some Combine merch. We really need to see some Clark Park merch for this preseason game. I think that'd be great.
That's a great topic. I did ask the Elks team store staff about any potential throwback merchandise or any throwback pieces. They did mention that there may be a piece or two specifically for the game, but because it is a one-off game, unfortunately, there may not be the most. So more or less, I would expect the Turf Traditions gear to sell pretty good around that game. Or if you're looking for other merchandise, such as a jersey that would reflect that time period, you can head on over to royalretros.com and go grab that. I forget exactly what it's called. It's not Green and Gold Glory, but it's something along those lines. Very nice Warren Moon looking jersey over there at royalretros.com. All right, another question here from John. It's 2 seasons away till the summer games in LA. How do you think it'll impact the CFL season since players are allowed to go? Well, for that question, Jason, how about we talk about the you know where I'm going with this, Jason.
I got had. Oh.
What happened, Jason? What happened today, buddy?
Well, I'm scrolling through Facebook today, and I see the BC Lions post something to the effects of "Thank you, Nathan Rourke, for chasing your Olympic dream in flag football. Good luck," something to that effect. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, this can't be right. So now I did actually go, and I noticed that they had posted they've been posting photos for the last week or so of him, what looks like him playing flag football or practicing flag football. So I'm like, maybe this is a thing. It could be. Then as soon as I brought it up in our group chat, I can't remember who posted and said, what's the date today? And I was like, oh man.
So just like no, Commonwealth Stadium will not be turning into a pool on plus 30 days. Nathan Rourke, even though he is actually playing flag football, he's not leaving the BC Lions. It's so
Damn
funny.
it.
So tying it in with this question here, 2 summers away from the 2028 LA Olympics, which is oddly enough, that's something that's on our board here at Shotgun Sports Network. We may or may not try to make it down there to play some photography and get some shots and get some media. But yeah, how is that going to impact the CFL? Well, I think that some teams are going to be expecting to lose some players for a little bit, especially because the CFL, I don't think, is going to uphold their schedule or change their schedule for the Summer Olympics. It would be nice, but at the same time, where do you fit those other games in when you only have, 2 to 3 buys over the course of the season? So I think that some teams that have this is where teams with better players may actually end up getting punished. We also have to remember too, none of the American players, I would assume, or not many of the American players from the CFL are going to be making it down to LA. We would be mostly worried about losing Canadians. So in that sense, which team would probably be affected the worst? I would say BC Lions, because they may lose the star of the league for X amount of time while he chases down his Olympic dreams, right? What do you think, Jason?
I'm curious because I honestly don't think a lot of CFL players are going to play on this roster. I really don't. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying that the CFL is nothing like the NHL, right? The caliber of talent is nowhere near the NHL, sending NHL players to the Olympics. So there's a lot of great college players that could fill these rosters better than CFL players. You're right. You may get the Nathan Rourke that goes. You may get, who knows, Bo Levi Mitchell. Who you never know. You never really know, right? But I really can't see a lot of CFL players going.
Well, no, and even look at it this way: RG3 is spearheading his own campaign and has joined USA Flag Football out of retirement. So we're seeing guys that are past their prime getting into flag football now. Tom Brady was slanging it against Logan Paul. But we're starting to see more of these tester events pop up. We're starting to see more of these, little tournaments pop up. Why? Well, because flag football all of a sudden matters. And I think that recently in some of these meetings, I believe it was Paul Lapalese maybe at the beginning of Combine Week, but approximately a week ago, right? I think he had even mentioned in the media avails that, look, it would be great to have a Nathan Rourke, but you guys also can't just instantly discount the amazing football players that have already been holding these spots. I mean, Team Canada flag football has already been a thing for many years now. This is giving them an opportunity to go play at the Olympics. Is this going to be a scenario like FIBA, where in FIBA, in the basketball, the world in the International Basketball League, Team Canada, this group of grinders made it through. We watched them qualify. Like Kathy and I watched them qualify that year, I believe at the last FIBA World Cup. And, all of a sudden they make it through qualifications, and then, hey, what's his name? Jamal Murray. And, all of a sudden all these Canadians pop up to play Superman on the team and just kind of decimates, the chemistry and the culture and the roster that was already there. Is that really fair for the existing Team Canada roster players? Right? You know what I mean? Like, sure, it'd be great to have Nathan Rourke at quarterback, but you're also removing somebody from their spot when they rightfully earned it as well.
Yeah, another thing you have to take into account is flag football is a totally different game than CFL football or NFL football. It's played different. There's different rules, there's different plays, there's it's a very different game. CFL players can't just leave 1 week and go play flag football. That's something you got to learn. You got to get it in your brain. You got to change your mindset from CFL game to the flag football game. And it's not something you just go do. So, I mean, these players would have to prepare for it.
Yeah, there's preparation. There's different play calls, different formations, right?
Hmm.
Pretty easy to get quote unquote sacked, right? If you're the quarterback, usually your offensive line, like what is your offensive line going to do without contact? So it's a completely different game, and I do think that I think that there's probably a strong chance that Nathan Rourke goes and plays for Team Canada in the Olympics. That is every football player's dream. Who there was an interview, or there was a clip that came out recently where even a Canadian football player was saying that, yeah, playing in the Olympics, flag football for Team Canada is bigger than a Grey Cup. That's the way that Canadian football players are already looking at this, already playing in the CFL. So I
Well, I
don't think.
mean, some hockey fans and some players hold playing the Olympics, higher than the Stanley Cup as well. I mean, they think that the Olympics is the ultimate, right? So I
Well,
guess why not?
I feel like we've talked about this somewhere before. Oh yeah, that's right. Shots from the Hip podcast a couple weeks ago. We did talk about the World Baseball Classic
Yeah.
and how big these international games are, and is it the frequency? Like, what is it that makes an international game bigger, right? So
Yeah.
the CFL and the LA Olympics 2028. I think it's kind of going that way as well. So it'll be interesting. I do think that it's going to be big. I do think it will negatively impact some of these CFL teams. Hey, that's what, you can't predict injury either, and you need to have a good backup for those scenarios. Maybe this is a bit unexpected, or maybe it's a little bit off of the map when it comes to reasons for replacement. But hey, the BC better hope they have a good backup that year. That's for sure.
That's 2 years away. The CFL may be part of the NFL by then. Who knows?
Okay, Jason. We don't need pitchforks on the show, my friend. Right? I don't need any pitchforks out here. Uh,
Uh,
and then take a look here at this last comment here from John. Maybe next year the combine could be on the CFL app. CFL
what
Plus.
CFL app?
Exactly. Correct. We don't even have one app, let alone anywhere to go within the app. But CFL does have CFL Plus. And I believe that they were streaming the combine off of CFL Plus before, even when, they couldn't necessarily, or maybe you sold out those slots on TSN 5 to somebody else or had other programming in that slot. They still streamed all of the combine off of CFL Plus. Do you remember that, Jason?
I vaguely do remember that. And, since you mentioned CFL Plus, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's also a TSN Plus where they stream stuff on the website. They could easily stream this stuff as well. Like, they don't have to put it on, TSN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can stream this on their website easily.
Totally. No, I do believe they could, right? It's just that, and I mean, they already did send guys down, but it's just that you're taking up resource no matter what. You're taking up bandwidth.
Yeah.
Maybe TSN had other projects around that time. It really is hard to say, right? We really don't know the inner workings of what's going on over there between CFL and TSN. One thing I will say is CFL took care of us extremely well. So shout out to Herb Fung and Lucas Barrett over at and Guillaume. Guillaume was a great guy
They
as
were
well.
all
So.
great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They were great to deal with. So
They really were.
Definitely got to give them their roses and a little round of applause to the CFL for taking care of us.
Listen, I feel that we need to clear something up here. We do complain a lot about CFL and what CFL does and all this. just know it's not the CFL. We understand that the CFL is a small league. Their revenues aren't very high. They don't have budgets for all this stuff. We get that.
No.
But you got to somehow grow. You got to grow somehow and make this stuff happen.
Well, and the other thing that people seem to forget too, like looking at the CFL media department, let's say, like, media communications, what Lucas, Herb, and Guillaume do. They're the three main guys that take care of it all. They don't have much in between them and the media members.
Yeah.
So these guys are organizing and executing kind of all on their own. And I mean, I know that they do have a bigger media department as a whole as well, but they do fantastic for the three of them kind of spearheading that campaign. And it's been the three of them for a very long time. And they bend over backwards to make sure everybody gets their questions in and their comments in. And they did an absolutely fantastic job, especially for how busy it got too, because the media section got really hectic by the end of the combine when everybody's kind of running around and trying to get shots and trying to grab players and all this other stuff. They somehow managed the madness. So, massive shout out to the CFL. Now, Shots from the Hip, you guys just had a new episode. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, we just released a new episode today. We talked about some crazy NFL stuff that's been happening. We talked about an NHL move that was made, a surprise move by the Vegas Golden Knights. We talked about some NBA stuff because it's getting down to crunch time for the NHL and the NBA. It's almost playoff time here. Yeah, that time of year. And we pretty much cover it all. So head on over, check out Shots from the Hip Pod. You see the name right there. That's pretty much on any social platform. And of course, you can catch the actual episodes on Shotgun Sports Network's YouTube channel, right where you're watching this.
Boom, right here.
Boom.
Over on Shotgun Sports Network, you can find Shots from the Hip. And you guys have been doing fantastic. It's a fun show. Glad you've been
shout out to my co-host Oz as well. Oz is great.
Oz, let's
waking up at 5 a.m. where he is at
5 a.m. Oz Davis
in Budapest, Hungary.
Did miss a comment here, by the way. Ken Chapka in the her chat. What up, Ken? Mainstream media needs to do their part in regards to the CFL Combine. Of course, when the mainstream media doesn't do their part or can't do their part, you got Shotgun Sports Network here on the beat. So, always exciting. Let's talk a little bit of Elks Call. I'm sure some people are wondering, hey, we're not in season yet. What the heck is going on?
I was wondering that, actually. When are you back?
We could have talked about it, man. The Elks Call, we will be coming back. May 6th is our first official episode back from the off season. Once again, that's going to be May 6th. May 6th for the Elks Call season 4. It doesn't feel like it's been 4 seasons of the Elks Call already, but here we are. It's going to be a blast. We have a really big guest. We have a lot of guests all in the month of May. I think we have a guest for our first 4 weeks of the show, all lined up, racked up, ready to go because the training camp, rookie camp is that first week of May. Second week of May, it is training camp. So we will be back. So
yeah, Scout was just hitting up guests left and right at the Combine. He's like, hey, we're going to schedule you in first week. Hey, we're going to schedule you in second week. Man.
Hey, I mean, I will say that it makes it easy when some of these guys have been on the wait list for a year, but no, really excited. I mean, we saw some of the Elks players, like we said, so kind of got some things kind of organized there, but we have a really great season up ahead for everybody. Like we said, it's going to be brought to you by at least one sponsor, which is Royal Retros, so that will be fantastic. Jason, I know that we're going to have you on the show this season. Gonna have some other guests as well. Shotgun Sports Network represent. And another cool one, although maybe not for our fans of green and gold, but a Calgary Stampeders podcast is joining
Yeah.
Shotgun Sports Network as well.
Yeah.
It isn't Stamps Roundup. It is Ride and Rally. So you may see some notifications this week pop up about a Ride and Rally episode. Check it out. Give them some love. I know that they are from the little town by the bow, but they're loving the league just like we are, and that's what matters the most. So very excited to see what Rank and Rally does. Rank and Rally. Ride and Rally. Very excited to see what Ride and Rally does here on Shotgun Sports Network. John Carlo and the gang are going to be bringing everybody the latest in Stamps Land. And then I guess kind of to finish off our grand map of Shotgun Sports Network this year, we're going to be going to Grey Cup, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Grey Cup 2026.
It'll be my first.
It'll be your first Grey Cup. That's going to be extremely exciting.
Yeah.
Going to be really, really sweet to experience that with you. And I think we're going to be trying for Media Row and some other areas where we can broadcast from as well. So we will be bringing the Elks Call to Calgary, and we will be giving everybody the latest deets, getting some interviews in. Probably could talk to our friends over at the Double E about that as well, and see if we can get some players in if they're in Calgary with us as well. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really exciting season here on Shotgun Sports Network. This is kind of like the amp up for it. CFL Combine. Yeah, Jason, what are your final thoughts?
I can't wait to see what happens in the draft next month. It should be pretty interesting. Calgary's not picking number one, so I think we're sixth or seventh. Sixth, I think we are. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Where are the Elks picking in the draft?
Elks are picking third overall, and as per what Ed Hervey has said, it's nice because the Elks get to select the best player they have available at that time, as opposed to trying to fill a need like an offensive line or defensive line spot or whatever, trying to, fix the ratio. They don't really have to do any of that. They get to pick third overall. So our next episode is actually going to be the CFL Draft Special.
Yeah.
And we will be doing a live watch of the CFL draft. So see if we can get some members of Shotgun Sports Network for that one. But it's going to be a big watch party. Everybody is invited to come watch the CFL draft with us, or at least the first couple rounds. I believe we're going to also be doing a live draft as we're going to be doing our own draft as well. A mock draft. Yes. Thank you. So we're going to be doing a mock draft with some good ones over on Instagram as well. So we'll keep everybody updated on the scores of that, because I'm sure we'll be a collaborator. But yeah, no, it's that time of year. Spring needs to finally spring. Needs to spring, man.
I think it's springing. I think it's springing this weekend.
It's not springing fast enough, Jason.
This is spring.
No more snow. It's already claimed one of my legs. As our guests may or may not have figured out, I am working with a broken leg right now, as in, working here at home on Shotgun Sports. Certainly not at work, or else I wouldn't be going crazy every day. But yeah, broken leg makes things a little bit tough, and I'm hoping to be back in action for that first preseason game. Jason, are you coming up to Edmonton for that one?
I am going to attempt that, yes.
That'd be awesome.
That'll be a great game.
Clark Stadium. It's you're never going to get to go to a game like that again, I don't think.
Yeah, not just a great game, it'll be a great experience.
Totally. It's been, 50 years since we've been back at Clark Stadium.
It'd be kind of like playing at McMahon in Calgary.
Yeah, I will say that McMahon, for historical features, yes. For age, yes, it will be similar. The only difference is Clark Stadium has around 20,000 less seats, I want to say. So
yeah,
might be a little difference. And like that, we have made it to the end of today's episode. This was a fun, quick one here, talking CFL Combine with Jason Bizik of the Shots from the Hip podcast. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today, man.
Yeah, it's always great. I love this show. I love talking to you, and I love razzing the Edmonton fans. Go Stamps.
Rivalry's a rivalry. I don't know why we bring you on. No, I'm just kidding. No, Jason, at the Combine, I know I've thanked you 50 times already, but you were an awesome sidekick there at the CFL Combine. I couldn't have done it without you. Shotgun Sports couldn't have done it without you, and it was great to see you get that experience as well. So we have a lot more to do this year as a team. That's going to be really exciting, but outside of that, I mean, we got a CFL draft coming up in about a month. I want to say on April 29th is that draft. April 28th or April 29th is the CFL draft. And that's when we will be live once again. But until then, my name is Scout Natick, a.k.a. the rep from Section X. This is Jason Bizik from the Shots from the Hip podcast. I am the Elks Herd. We are Shotgun Sports Network. This was the CFL Combine Special, and we can't wait to see everybody again soon right here on Shotgun Sports. Have a great night, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.